I am thankful for everything. I am thankful for everything. For God has been so good to me. Lord, I'm thankful for everything. So good to me, and I'm thankful for everything. I am thankful for everything. Good morning, everyone. Sharice Johnson Moore here with another dosage of your daily devotional. The song you hear playing is Pastor Derek Tynes of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. A great friend of mine, and his CD is available on Amazon. It is available for listening, for your listening pleasure on Amazon, Spotify, iTunes, and all the other streaming networks you have that you may use. But this morning I thought I wanted to give my daily devotional a different little kick. And I wanted to add that we all are allowed to be who we want to be, but allow God to use you for his glory in the process. And the thing is I was laying in my bed last night, and it came across my mind. Have you ever felt somebody praying for you? I mean, actually, you can feel the intensity of the prayer that they were praying for you. And that's how I felt last night. And the prayer set me on fire while I was in the bed. I don't see the true saints or understand what I'm saying. I mean, you could feel the prayer was so intense, you start crying. When you started praising the Lord in the bed, when you started singing to the Lord in the bed, you started giving God his glory that he is due. And that's how it felt. That's how the intensity of this prayer, I could feel my bishop praying for me. I could feel her praying for me. And I got up this morning. I said, okay, Lord, what you want me to do? What you want me to do today? So I'm following what God has asked me to do today. And I'm leading with this song for daily devotional this morning. And this thought process of being open. Being open, being open, being open, be open, be open, be open. The title of the song you're listening to is I Am Thankful for Everything. I am thankful for everything. It's done live. And the artist is Pastor Derek Tynes. You can find it on Spotify, iTunes, Google. You can find the whole CD. The CD is entitled We Shall Overcome Someday. And it is a very deep, riveting rendition. It is Pastor Derek's form of his creation of the gifts God has given him. So if you want to listen to that CD, you go and listen. You can purchase it on Amazon. The whole CD is entitled We Shall Overcome Someday. Okay, everybody. So let's get into this word for this morning. And take what God is giving us from the scripture, from the word this morning. Okay, everyone? All right. Okay, let's do this. All right, everybody. All right. Let's get busy with this word. We're coming out of Genesis 10:1 through 39. And it reads as so. Now these are the generations of the sons of Noah: Shem, Ham, and Japheth. And unto them were sons born after the flood. The sons of Japheth: Gomer, Magog, Madai, and Javan, Tubal, Meshech, and Tyrus. And the sons of Gomer: Ashkenaz, Rephath, Togarmah. And the sons of Javan: Elisha, Tarshish, Kittim, and Duanim. By these were the isles of the Gentiles, divided in their lands, everyone after his tongue, after their families in their nations. And the sons of Ham: Cush, and Mizraim, and Put, and Canaan. And the sons of Cush: Seba, Havilah, and Septah, and Raaman, and Sebtiche. And the sons of Ramah, Sheba, Dedan. And Cush begot Nimrod. He began to be a mighty one in the earth. He was a mighty hunter before the Lord. Wherefore it is said, even as Nimrod, the mighty hunter before the Lord. And the beginning of his kingdom was Babel, and Erech, and Akkad, and Calneh, in the land of Shinar. Out of that land went forth Asher, and builded Nineveh, and the city of Rehoboth, and Calah. And risen between Nineveh and Calah, the same is a great city. And Mizraim begat Ludim, and Aneman, and Lohobim, and Nephatuim, and Pathrusim, and Kalslahum, out of whom came Palestine, and Capharvaim. And Canaan begat Sidon, his firstborn, and Heth, and the Jebusites, and the Amorites, and the Girgasite, and the Hivite, and the Arkite, and the Sinite, and the Arbite, and the Zemarite, and the Hamathite. And afterward were the families of the Canaanites spread abroad. And the boundary of the Canaanites was from Sodom, as thou comest to Gera, unto Gaza, as thou goest unto Sodom and Gomorrah, and Admon and Zeboim, even unto Lashay. These are the sons of Ham, after their families, after their tongues, in their countries, and in their nations. Unto Shem also, the father of all the children of Eber, the brother of Japheth the elder, even to him were children born. The children of Shem, Elam, Asher, Barsad, and Lud, and Aram. And the children of Aram, Uz, Hul, Gether, and Mash. And Arphaxad begat Selah, and Selah begat Eber. And unto Eber were born two sons. The name of one was Peleg, for in his days was the earth divided. And his brother's name was Joktan. And Joktan begat Almadad, and she lived, and Hazimaret, and Jira, and Hodaram, and Uzla, and Dekla, and Obal, and Ambiel, and Sheba, and Orpire, and Havilah, and Jobad. All these were the sons of Joktan. And their dwelling was from Mishah, as thou goest unto Sephar, a mount of the east. And these are the sons of Shem, after their families, after their tongues, in their lands, after their nations. These are the families of the sons of Noah, after their generations, in their nations, and by these were the nations divided in the earth after the flood. In this chapter, we see that these are the generations of Noah after the flood. And you think about that for a minute. Just think about that for a minute. We see all these lives. We see all these lives in the new generation after the flood. And some of these names you will see later on in the Bible, like Sodom and Gomorrah, Canaan, and you will see numerous numerous generations where it is the chronological order of life beyond Noah. Yes, there was Adam and Eve, but look at what came out of Adam and Eve. Yes, they may have been put out of the Garden of Eden, and they had to start over, and God wasn't finished with them yet, even though they got put out of the garden. And then you come and you go to another generation. You go to another generation and another and another and another. And then if you keep reading, you're going to see some of these other people later on in the Bible. And that shows how God has the power to regenerate you. Think about when, say, I'll go back into my own family tree. And I think about how I grew up knowing my great-grandmother. And I go back and I did some research. I did an Ancestry.com research. Yes, I have an Ancestry.com account. And I am so into genealogy of the generations of my family, because I want to know where I came from. I want to know who begat whom so I could be healed. And the thing is that it's so important for us to keep up with our ancestry and find out where we came from. And it astonishes me when I was on Ancestry.com. I tell you what piqued this interest. I started watching this show called Finding Your Roots by Henry Louis Gates Jr. I think that's his name. Excuse me if I get it wrong, but Louis Gates Jr. And the thing about that show, it piqued my interest. I said, I wonder what's going on with my family. Because I just knew my great-grandmother. I knew her. And the thing is that as I was reading the Bible, I said, okay. So, let me find out where I come from. Let me find out what my roots are. Finding my roots. Finding my peoples, my peeps, And it has amazed me what I have found on Ancestry.com. I have even found my great-great-grandmother's birth certificate. And I'm sitting there like, wow. I can't believe they even have my great-great-grandmother's birth certificate. That's in the records. And when it comes to generations, you got to come from somebody from somewhere. And these generations, if you think about it, they come from a place of God. You are a generation that you have those that come before you. And I've traced back all these things in my lineage, in my ancestry, and it makes me cry just think about it. Excuse me, y'all. So my thing is, and what did they do? And it makes you so curious to find out what was their occupation at the time. Even though I know I come from slaves and I'm part Indian. Found that out too. And I'm part white, Caucasian as they call it. And the thing is, I remember one time going to a family reunion. No, it was a funeral, a cousin's funeral. And I was like, where all these white people come from? Where the white people come from? I was like, okay, so, and I asked my grandma, I said, Grandma, why these white people at this funeral? She said, they your cousins. I mean, they were black, but they were white. Like you could actually say they looked like white people. But they had black in them because they were from the side of the family where Massa, with the Massa want to go and be with a slave woman or their slaves, and that's where I learned that I was a mixed race that day. That's how I learned I was mixed. Did nobody sit down and talk to me? I mean, she said, well, that's your cousins. I said, cousins? She said, yes. And I realized, and I was like, wow. It took me a minute. It really took me a couple years, some amount of years to understand that this is what our generation is mixed. It's a big boiling pot. It's a pot and it stirs and you got all these different races in it. And America's a big boiling pot. And everybody loved whoever they loved. And God said, I'm going to let you love who you want to love. And then they mix. They mix like gumbo, And I was like, wow. And the thing is that whenever I get a chance, I always go to Ancestry.com to see where I come from. Because I'm always getting a leaf, indication, a clue. The little leaves are clues on people's names on the screen. And I'm like, okay, what kind of information they going to give me today? And I have even found cousins that I knew their grandmothers when I was a kid. I knew their grandmothers. Well, they great grandmothers now, And I've found cousins. I have found other relatives. I have found people that I didn't know I was related to. I got cousins in D.C. I got cousins in California. I got cousins everywhere. And this shows me that you have to keep in touch with your roots. This is what the Bible shows us. That we come from a generation, from another generation, from a generation for that, and it always is a continuous feed for us to learn about our lineage. And it is so amazing. I'm waiting to find that famous person I might be related to in my family tree, but I haven't gotten there yet. But to me, they would just be another person to me. It wouldn't be nobody famous. I said, okay, I'm related to that person. Because, and then in actuality, if I did find out I was related to somebody famous, I'd be like, okay, that's interesting. Okay, and I'd be excited, and I'd be like, ooh, okay, yeah, really, right? That they changed, that I found out that they changed history, that they changed everything about themselves to become something in this world. And as I talk about lineage and family history, I didn't realize how important my grandmother's existence was until I sat down and understood that she said she knew her great-grandma. Because her great-grandma was a slave. She knew her grandma. She lived that time. She knew her. She said, my great-grandma was a slave. Because you think about in your time frame, it ain't about 2021. My grandmother was born in 1915. My great-grandma was born in 1880. And I don't know how, when she was born, I know my great-grandma, I just know my great-great-grandma was born into slavery. That ain't too far back. You don't think about it. You know, and it amazes me the lineage I come from. My grandma told me that my great grandma was a slave. It really did something to my spirit. And look how far we have come from slavery. Look how the generations are that we have come from slavery, where somebody held us in bondage and we had to work for free because they thought they deemed themselves better than us. And now we on a different playing field, and some of us don't get it. You know, I see all these lives and I see all this, and I seen a preacher one day, and the preacher said, you got Fendi, you got Gucci, you got Louis Vuitton, you got you got all these people names. They're names of people from family generational wealth. And we are wearing them, but we don't have our own names on our back, our own creations on our back. And it made me think when he said that, I said, yeah, he sure is right. You know, we might be, you know, FUBU and some other thing, you know, other artists and things of that nature, you know, but now we're thinking different. I've seen an increase in the way our generation thinks. Well, I want to create my own clothes. I have a half sister, and she designs clothes. I have another sister I have another half sister. I don't really call them half sisters. I call them sisters because I don't care who you came from. You came from somebody you relate to, mama, daddy, somebody, okay? Whoever God birthed them from, they my sisters, okay? Because my father was involved with that person, so they my sisters. I don't really think of people as being half sisters and brothers. So I think about all this stuff that we are creating now. And look at the generations. They're being clothes, they design their own clothes, they start their own businesses, and there's been an increase in that too. When we're not sitting around, oh, I want to wait on somebody to give me something and they owe me 40 acres and a mule and all that. No, a lot of us have walked away from that mindset because we know that we have to work. We have to work. And our ancestors worked for generations and generations and generations, whether we came from Africa, whether we were already here, whether we, you know, and you know, and it's like, wow, look at where I've come from. That's why this chapter means so much to me, because I can understand the fathom of these generations, where they come from, just from one person, Noah. One person. After God got rid of everybody on earth except for Noah and his family, this is what comes out of Noah after the flood. And that is so amazing. And then you think about it, you know, you really got to go back and, you know, you think about it, you're going to see these people again in history doing something totally different on another different level, but they're there. They're generations. And that's how I think about my family. We are generations of hard workers. We are generations of hard-working people. We do so many things and so much time and so much existence, and it is amazing. So, look back into what your family has done, has come through, has overcome, has bounced back from. Think about where your family came from, whether they came from Europe, Russia, you know, West Indies, Bahamas, St. Thomas, or they came from Hawaii, or they came from Japan, or they came from Taiwan, or they came from, you know, China, wherever they came from. Think about it. Think about all the stuff that your family has endured for you to be here. And I just want to say this last thing. Make your living count for the generations before you. Don't waste your time of shoulda, coulda, woulda. Make your time on earth count. Make your time here for the generations before you to be proud to say, oh, okay, all right, now I'm looking down on you from heaven, because that's what I had to do after my grandma, my granddaddy, my grandma, and my dad and my mom passed. I thought about life, and I said, I got more to contribute, because my grandma, she used to own a cleaner, dry cleaners. She said, this is how I did it, baby. I'll give you her voice. I left the country. My grandma was born on a farm called the Jordan Farm in Virginia. She said, I left the farm because I got tired of working for somebody else and not making a dime, not making no money. So she said, I moved to the city. Yeah, pay was better. She said, I saved up every dime I could get until I got to the point where she said, I got tired. The man, she said working. She was a domestic. She cleaned, white people houses back in the day. And she said, this is how I worked myself to get what I got now these days, what I got now. And that's when she was in her 50s. My grandma said she toiled and worked and saved her money. And when her cousin asked her to go work at the cleaners, she worked there for a period of time, and the owner said he wanted to sell the cleaners. So she put the offer in for her to buy the cleaners from him. And it never ceases to amaze me every time I think about that story of how she has come from working on a farm for somebody else to owning 2 houses, one in New York, one in Virginia, how she has worked and had and saved and toiled and did everything for me to be here. So I said I would dedicate the rest of my life to making sure I don't waste my time and I don't waste her effort and what she put in me. That's what woke me up when my grandma passed. Because my grandma raised me from a child. And the thing is, you got to understand, you can't waste your time. Time is of the essence. Time is something you can't get back. But if you look at that generation before you and the generation before that, and you think about all the stuff that they went through, don't waste your life. Don't let it go down the drain. Don't waste it on drugs. Don't waste it on spending, trying to be the finest, cutest. I got all this, but I'm broken bougie. Okay, cherish that and save it for your children. Save for your children's children. Make generational wealth, as that's what they're teaching. That's what they're teaching. That's what we all need to teach our children. Generational wealth. Don't just live for now. Live for tomorrow so you can pass something down to somebody. That's what my grandma taught me. Yeah, I'm kind of slow in the game. But I'm getting it. I'm getting it slowly but surely. Don't waste your life not knowing God, not understanding how time works, because tomorrow ain't promising nobody. And make it worthwhile to live a right life with Christ, with God walking by your side, to understand that I'm not going to waste my time. I'm not going to waste my time on foolishness. Okay? I want y'all to have a blessed day now, babies. And I will talk to you tomorrow. It has been a lovely, lovely, lovely morning to give you this gift from the Lord. All right? Have a blessed day now. Bye, babies. All right, everyone. It has been a pleasure and honor to bring you the word this morning. And it would take you sometimes to just put things aside and tell the Lord, I'll go. That's what it takes. That's what it takes. I'm inspired this morning because I got a very, very, very clear message last night in my sleep. I wasn't asleep. I was woke. I was woke, and God spoke to me. He says, be you. Be who God made you to be. Be who God... Look, everybody not going to like you, but be you anyway. And God will lead those people to you that He has for you to support you or be there for you. God will always have a ram in the bush. Okay? So, I want y'all to have a blessed day. And like I said, this music that you're hearing now is by Pastor Derek Tynes. The CD is entitled We Shall Overcome Someday. And this song right here is by the grace of God. And that you hear playing in the background. So, I want y'all to go listen to it, stream it. I'm going to be giving you this music like this in my episodes because that's the way God has imparted, asked me to do it this way. So I want you to have a blessed day. And don't stop nothing. Don't listen to outside people that have nothing to do with your journey. Listen to God about everything. Ask God everything before you even do it. Okay? So I want y'all to have a blessed day, babies. I love you and talk to you later. Hello, everyone. Sharice Johnson Moore here, owner and CEO of LBM TV. At LBM TV, our objective is to give you programming that will invigorate, motivate, and inspire you. Our programming will provide you with insight, in-depth knowledge, and solutions in your daily living. We can be seen on every smart TV, smartphone globally. We're located on the C1 Media Smart TV app, Apple TV, Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Android TV, and Google TV. So get ready to enjoy positive, uplifting programming for your daily living here at LBM TV, where we care about you. Hello, everyone. Hello. Sharice Johnson Moore here, and I have something special for you. Okay, I'm starting a new streaming channel, and it is entitled LBM TV. Okay, so I want to get you seen in front of 4.5 million people. Okay, you know how many people that is that you could advertise your business to, that you could put yourself on front of the people to be seen? 4.5 million people. Oh my God, that's a lot of people, right? So, I'm opening the door for all of those that would like to advertise on my TV channel, LBM TV, an opportunity to really get in front of the people. You can contact me through lbmtvmedia@gmail.com for further details. lbmtvmedia@gmail.com for further details. Okay, so I want to get you seen in front of 4.5 million people. Okay, so that's on a daily basis. And I wanted to let you know that I support all businesses. Okay? So come on in the room and get seen on TV. Okay? All right, babies. I love you.